Now, Tony Nicklinson was a high-flying civil engineer. In his wife's words, handsome, athletic, funny and popular. Until 7 years ago, when a stroke left his body completely paralysed, but his mind unharmed. Mr. Nicklinson says he's desperate to die, but he's too disabled to kill himself. So tomorrow he'll ask the High Court to allow a doctor to help him without fear of being prosecuted for murder. For tonight's special report, Mr. Nicklinson was able to communicate with me by blinking at an alphabet board or a computer screen. Frequently overcome with emotion, he wanted to continue so he could have his say. This is as good as life gets for Tony Nicklinson. A juice prepared by Jane, his wife of 26 years. It's specially thickened so he doesn't choke to death. An ironic precaution because tomorrow Mr. Nicklinson's request to die will be heard at the High Court. His body was paralysed by a stroke 7 years ago, but his mind is unharmed. He has what's known as locked-in syndrome and communicates either by blinking at letters on a board or by using a computer which follows his eye movements.
I and my family have enjoyed a full life in the United Arab Emirates. I travelled extensively around the Middle East and we were comfortably well off but not rich. We had a number of holidays in Southeast Asia such as Thailand and New Zealand. Now we don't go anywhere and we live on benefits. It's quite a contrast.
There are three principles that courts have used to evaluate cases dealing with valuable but deadly treatments, which are autonomy, beneficence, and social justice, all of which can be considered positive as well as negative. These principles make for controversial and heavily debated subjects of euthanasia by courts and philosophers.
The first principle, autonomy, is the idea that every human is in control over his or her own body, soul, spirit, and life. This principle is widely accepted and enforced, especially in the United States, because it is a country where self-determination and independence are extremely valued and upheld.
The next principle is beneficence, which says we must do what is best for the people and that we should act in a way that will help others. The final principle is the principle of social justice, which says we should treat like cases in like ways and thus, by extension, we should fairly distribute the resources of society.
Although complicated, if a patient wants to no longer live and their family or loved ones feel that it is in the person's best interest, they should be granted the right to die.